Hey, what's up followers? Dave here from CNC 3D. So in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the awesome new features that will be coming out very shortly in our CNC 3D Design Suite software, which is part of our CNC 3D Commander Suite as well. So for those of you that are currently on dev, you can already have a play with all of these awesome new features. Let's just jump straight in. We're going to go into the Create button here and go into CNC 3D Design Suite. Now, we're just going to make a new project in here, and let's just go ahead and just center our canvas, make it as big as we can. Now, on the left-hand side here, you've got the Import Image button. We're going to click on that, and you'll notice that now it'll let you import STL files, which are 3D model files. So let's go ahead and hit open on that, and as you can see, it's a 3D model of the scene out of Die Hard, where he's inside the air vent with his lighter out there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag this down here towards the bottom corner a little bit. I'm going to hold the Shift key and just drag this out, just to make this a little bit bigger for us. Doesn't really need to be too big. We just want to get it big enough for us to be able to actually take a look at it. Now let's click on the Toolpath tab. And so what I've done is I've tried to make it very, very easy for you guys to do 3D carving. So basically it has your roughing pass, has your finishing pass. You can choose the overall carve depth here as well. So basically the original value that was in there, the 5.37, was part of the original model size. So we're actually very close to the original size as it is. So all I've done is I've just dragged that out a little bit, just to 6.8. But basically you can adjust that to be any number you'd like up to the maximum stock thickness. And it will basically try to do a full 3D carving for you and keep everything in perfect aspect. So let's go ahead and just select some tools here. So we'll do let's do a 2mm, 2-flute straight cut for that one. And the step over, what do we got? 0.8mm, step down of 2mm. That's probably perfectly fine. Let's go into here and we're going to choose a tapered ball nose. Now I'm just going to go 0.5mm just to give us a nice bit of clarity there. With a step over of 0.28mm, that'll probably give us a very nice resolution on our job. Now, we can pretty much go straight in and try to visualize this job right now. It may take a little while to render the preview for you because what I'm doing is I'm actually manipulating the STL, but that was actually pretty quick. So let's have a look and see what it's done. And as you can see, this is the actual toolpath here. So it's come along and you can see it's really done a good job of being able to render this. Now, the overall result should actually be even a little bit better than this overall visualizer here because I've tried to make these a little bit more efficient. Now, if we go back into design view, that is very cool that we currently have 3D carvings coming very soon. But I also thought I'd go the next level. So I'm just going to, basically, I'm going to copy this shape and I'm going to paste it. Now, you can obviously choose to, if we go into the properties tab here, we're just going to show the rotation start point. Just going to drag that there. You can obviously choose to, do any sort of rotation or any sort of, you can import basically as many of these models as you'd like. Now, rather than having a separate tool for manipulating the models, I've actually tried to keep things fairly simple. So what I'm going to do is I've obviously applied this rotation. I've obviously shrunk this down a little bit. Let's just go into the Toolpath tab and let's make this say 8mm. So we'll make it even deeper than the other one. And now let's go into 3D job view. Now this may take a little bit longer to load again. Obviously for each of the 3D models that you do have on your canvas, basically it's going to take time to render those toolpaths because it has to create them. So we'll just see how this one here comes out first. And there we go. So that has actually gone ahead and done that for us now. And you can see that it's actually obviously shrunk that down. And if we look at our heights, you can visually see the height difference between the 6mm one there and the 8mm one there. So there is actually a discernible height difference there between them. So it will basically do that 3D carving for you exactly as expected. And you can place as many of them down on the canvas as you want. Now let's go back into design view here. And what we'll do is we're just going to load up a slightly different project. It's going to make this a bit easier. But I've got this standard router test job here. And I'm just going to flick this into router mode. So basically, this was a jumble of shapes that was that I used to help me create the toolpathing. So that basically, the way the shape should work is what you see is what you get. Lighter colors are shallower. Darker colors are deeper. And they should respect their overlapping position on each other. Now, What I've actually done is, by default, you've obviously got the ability to choose the type of toolpath that you want. But what you can do is in router mode, if you go into router and change the user mode from simple, you can now change that through to advanced. And then when you click on any one of these shapes, it will basically now give you a number of toolpaths. Now, if I hover over this one here, it says it's a redundant pocket because we already have another pocket above it. And when you click on these, it will change the actual toolpath to the color that you'd like. So in the case of something like this profile cut, you can see there's actually 3 tools here. And these wireframe lines are designed to represent all of those toolpaths. Now, the black line here is actually the boundary of your shape. So that's the actual shape boundary. And if you deselect that, you can see that black line there. Now, what I've done is I've used these 2 90-degree V-bits on here, and I've positioned them offset from these. Now, if I click on one of these, you can actually see that it is in fact a V-bit gradient. And this is designed just to give you an idea of what the toolpath is actually going to look like and how it's going to go in relation to the other toolpaths around it. Now, the reason why I've done this 4mm profile here and I've overlaid these other 2 is when you go into the visualizer, and we'll just let this load. It may take a little while to do so. So basically, it's going to use a 4mm 2 flute straight cut, which is going to do that profile cut. And then you'll need to do a tool change to a 90-degree 10mm V-bit. But the reason why is once this actually loads up, I've basically tried to chamfer the corners on here. So if we have a look at how it's displaying, you can see that it's overlaid those other 2 90-degree V-bits. And so that's how we've managed to actually follow around this after we've cut this profile. Basically, that's exactly what it's meant to do. Now, when I said about what you see is what you get, look, I've done my best here that I possibly can. But like if you look at some of these artifacts, like this piece that's just here, and where this line is coming around, if I go in there, you'll actually notice that that is actually part of the job. So that's this section just in here that you were looking at versus these parts just here. So in essence, it's always going to try to do whatever the first toolpath is that appears at the top here. It's going to try to respect that amongst all of these other shapes. And then any other toolpaths that occur beyond this point, so basically like operation 2 or operation 3, it's going to do those separately at the end once it's done all of its first toolpaths here and made sure that everything in here complies to the same sort of standards, so that it's based first on the layer of the shape, and then it's based on its actual toolpath, and it's based on the first toolpath. So this was the easiest way that I could kind of reflect this for you. Now, please, for those guys on dev, if you'd like to give me some feedback on this before we launch it, please do. But basically, this should all be backwards compatible for your existing projects as well. The 3D carvings at this stage may not. You may need to make some new projects or consider backing them up. But for those of you that are on dev right now, it should be fairly stable for you to play with. So look, guys, I won't take too much more time on this video. I just wanted to show you some of the awesome new stuff that will be coming out very, very soon. We are hopefully aiming to launch this in June 2026. So today's date is the 10th of June, but worst case is she'll be out in July. And look, we're going to keep making awesome software for you guys. I believe as it stands right now, once this is launched, we will pretty much be the only CAD/CAM program on the planet that will be doing full 3D carvings complimentary. So our design tools are completely free to use. So please feel free to use them. Look, I would like to say that by the time we sort of go through and we publish this, it would be foolish to use anything else realistically, is what we're aiming for. So please, guys, have a lot of fun with this. Give me the feedback, and I'll continue to keep pumping out awesome stuff for you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.